To race or not to race, that is the question. This is one of the very first cars that have been manufactured in the Upland metaverse. And the question is, do you race this car or do you just let it sit as a collector item? I'm going to weigh in on this question and let you know what I think. Let me know in the comments what you would do. Would you hold on to this car for safekeeping as a collector's item or would you race it? This video is sponsored by the Lake Wacomis Collective. Their link to the Discord is in the description below, and more on them in a moment. In addition to this sports car that you see here, there will be different types of vehicles in the metaverse for different purposes. The sports car will be best at car racing, but not for every type of race, only specific types. But you will be able to race any type of vehicle in Upland. You will also have cars that will be best used for ride sharing if you need to transport people between different cities or within a city. And you will also have something like a semi-truck, which can transport goods from manufacturing plants to showrooms or other places within the metaverse as well. With car racing, players will be able to define their own racetracks and race against other players in order to earn rewards. You can see here on this map created by myself, the Upland Guide, you can see the 3 alpha racetracks that have been created by Upland. These are all in San Francisco, and right now, in order to race a car, you need to first own a car, and you also need to have your Block Explorer located within San Francisco. You can see these racetracks are primarily straight, and that will lend well to a specific type of car and even a specific type of driver. We know that your Block Explorer will also have a large factor in determining the winners of the race, as these block explorers will be the drivers who have their own parameters and statistics related to driving. If you want to check out this map, you can take a look at the link in the description below. In contrast, we can see here the Lake Wacomis node has also created a racetrack which fits very nicely with the geographic layout of the neighborhood as well as the lake itself. We can see that this proposed track has a lot fewer straightaways and is very different from the racetracks that we see Upland has designed in San Francisco. It's easy to appreciate that in the real world you might want a different car to race those San Francisco tracks versus this Lake Wacomis track. And the same will be true in Upland. A car with great acceleration that can reach top speeds might not be ideal for this type of racetrack. And that brings us back to the car itself. If you click here, you are able to see a lot of these parameters that are associated with the car. Things like handling and braking, speed rating, durability rating, and even the cargo capacity. These are all parameters that can have an influence on the car's ability during races. As of now, only 2 different types of cars have been produced in Upland, and you can see here on the Upland Guide website, there is a comparison table between all of the different model numbers that have been created in Upland. This way you are able to compare and contrast a lot of the different parameters and a lot of the different cars if you are looking to try and buy a car in the future on the secondary market, or if you're looking to trade someone for something, or if you're even just looking to find the best type of car for the type of racetrack that you want to frequently race. Naturally, as more cars are being produced, I will add to this table, and you can find this table in the link in the description below. The Lake Wacomis racetrack is very unique in that it does use the actual lake as a natural course route, and it passes by nearly every single property within the neighborhood itself. Located in Kansas City, this node or collective already has a legit fan shop, and they are planning on developing the neighborhood further and including other businesses. Now, there are a few important things that we know about cars. We know that you're going to need spark in order to charge your car up, kind of like filling up your car with gas. In addition, there will be some form of degradation to your car based on the amount of mileage you have put on it. When you race cars, and possibly even when you're just driving within the city, there is the possibility of getting into a crash or a car accident, which will require you to go to a MetaVenture garage in order to fix up your car and repair it. You don't have to worry about any of this during the alpha testing of these cars, so you're free to race your car freely. But once these features do come into play, the question arises, do you want to risk racing your car and potentially getting in an accident? Or do you want to keep this as an old vintage car and keep it as a collector's item. We can see that this car is mint number 9, and they have right now only created 10 of these. I'm sure they will be creating more, but think about this in the future. When there are going to be tens, if not hundreds of thousands of cars and race cars within Upland, having mint number 9 of one of these race cars is going to be something that is extremely valuable in the future to any car aficionado or Upland aficionado who wants to have these important collector's items of the very first production run of Upland cars. When buying a used car in Upland in the future, or even when looking to make a trade, I think it will be important for many people to go and look at the history of that car. What has it done? Is it good at winning races? How much has it been raced? How much mileage is on it? Has it been in any accidents? What kind of repairs have been done to it? All of these things, just like you want to know in the real world when buying a car, you will want to know in the metaverse as well. And a collector car like this, something that has historic importance as being one of the very first cars in Upland, I see this as something that you might not want to damage in racing or something else, even though the racing and these other utilities that provide you can give you opportunities to earn money, whether it be ride sharing and giving people lifts as an Uber, that can make you money, or racing and winning races will also earn you money. The question is the payoff of these potential races or earnings going to be more than having this collector's item potentially sitting in your inventory? Maybe you want to hold on to it for a number of years and sell it in the future, or maybe you just want to sell it quickly. But I personally think that someone with one of these race cars should probably hold on to it for the long term and not risk racing it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. Do you agree with me? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And what would you do if you had this number 9 mint of the MV Motors Series 1R? If you want to learn more about cars and car racing, these are the next videos that you should watch.